Hi, everybody. So this morning when I woke up, my normal morning routine before I start work, to have my coffee and see what my favorite creators and makers are up to on YouTube, I was greeted by a couple of videos from my favorite creators that were really disturbing, to say the least, and really discouraging on top of that. So I live in the state of Washington, and I have come to learn about a bill within the last couple weeks that was brought to the Washington State Legislature. It's House Bill 2321, and it is being sponsored by Representative Osman Salahuddin. And the bill itself has a bunch of sponsors also attached to it, other representatives. Representative Salahuddin does not represent my district, but I have reached out to my representatives as well as Representative Salahuddin's office to discuss this. So what's the issue? The issue is that the Washington State Legislature is attempting to restrict how 3D printers are used by Washington State residents. And let's just get this out of the way right from the jump. I'm not getting into the politics here. I never want to get into politics on this channel. Creation and making and creativity, all of that should be void of anything in the political sphere. And this is not going to be a video where any political opinions or ideologies or slants are discussed. I'm talking about my ability as a creator and a maker to make a thing. And so I just wanted to get that out of the way. What's being attempted in the spirit of this bill is to prevent people from being able to 3D print guns. And I don't believe that technology exists to be able to restrict this. And so if this bill passes, it would be extremely chaotic to people and bad to people that own 3D printing with the current language that is in the bill. I have spoken with Representative Salahuddin's assistant, Gavin Haynes. I spoke with him at length this morning for about 10 minutes. I have sent the requested email requesting an in-person meeting to go through these topics and go through these issues. I am willing to be a voice that fights this bill in order to get language included that would protect creators and protect makers. That's who I care about. That's who I am. That is my intent in my opinion of not wanting to support this bill. And so that is what I am after. Nothing more, nothing less. I want to protect the things that I care about, and I feel obliged to protect the things that I care about and the things that matter to me. So I will put a reference to the website that you can find the bill here, and you can read through that and interpret it on your own. This video is not intended to be a breakdown of the bill. This is not a course in politics. This is not a course in reading through a House bill. This is not an educational video on the Washington State Legislature. This is none of that. This is a creator and a maker using the brain that I have, reading through the bill, looking at the points that others have expressed concern about, deciding where I have my concern, and then being called to action from my own feelings about how this went down and what this bill entails. So there's a couple things. This could really negatively impact folks that are 3D printing as their business. Right? And it's really easy in the 3D printing community to easily think about people selling dragons at a craft fair. And wherever you land on that creative opinion of people's ability to do that, that is still putting food on people's tables. That is still paying rent. But there are tons of businesses in that world of 3D printing that print all sorts of things. So if this bill passes with its current language, it will impact their ability to do that, provided the equipment that they're running. And the way that they plan on doing this, from how I understand in the bill, is that the onus will fall on the 3D printing manufacturers to have technology on their devices that will connect to the cloud, will connect to a server, and that server will use AI technology to predict whether someone is printing a gun or whether they're printing the part of a gun. We all have used AI at this point. We all know what it does good, what it really struggles with. And I don't know of any software, and I'm not an expert in that arena, but I don't know of any software that would have an accurate predictive analysis to be able to tell what a shape would be. And so how do we even go about that? You can post-process a shape and turn it into another shape. That fact alone is all that I need to know. That very logical, small fact is that you can't tell an intent on a manufactured product by the shape. Not possible. I don't need to understand AI. I understand that. What can a rectangle be? It could be a million things. I could also shape that rectangle after the fact and cut it down to be a cylinder. 3D printing, that might be a little harder, but it could be done. Right? And so there's a technological infeasibility that exists there. It can't happen. It can't be done. And so the other aspect is, let's say that this bill passes. Let's say that that technology is put onto 3D printers through firmware. Let's say that it goes through. What if you can't connect to the server? My favorite chaotic good, Louis Rossmann, he walked through this beautifully. Then your equipment is bricked. Go check out his video. You'll really see. If it can't update, you can't use it. If you can't use it, you have parts and a paperweight. I have over $5,000 of equipment in my little studio here that would be a paperweight. Right? This is a really complicated thing that I'm not sure that the Washington state legislators have thought through. Right? Like, think about it from this perspective. You can't connect to the internet. It would be a crime for you to modify the source code. They would make it a misdemeanor. If you attempted to do it again, it would be a felony. Just by somebody that, and that's a criminalization of open source software. That's a criminalization of innovation and technology growing. That's a criminalization of people trying to help and make. Right? I was just reading something the other day about this really rad individual that's working on an open source project to make wheelchairs accessible to people without money. Like, what if that's shaped like a gun part? Like, wow, you could go to jail for doing that. That's insane to me. That's overreach. That's massive overreach. And we need people talking about this, right? And the big impact is, and Lewis points this out quite well, is that this is kind of furthering the anti-ownership, the right to repair. We don't own so many of the things that we own, right? We're dependent upon the firmware. We're dependent upon subscriptions. It starts to get really out of control. And so if a 3D printing manufacturer isn't able to, or claims they aren't able to put that now government required technology onto my printer, then I'm not able to use my printer. And then they are able to sell me a new one. Well, who do you think is being honest in that situation? Right? A manufacturer who is now responsible for adhering to these regulations, these laws, and now has the opportunity to sell me another printer. Do you think they're going to try to sell me another printer, or do you think they're going to spend their efforts to try to make my existing one work? And if they do take the high road there and try to keep my existing one working, how long are they going to try to keep my existing printer working with this new technology? Like, it's just heartbreaking. And it's really difficult to process. And so I jump into action, right? The people making the videos that I saw this morning don't live in the state of Washington. I do. As a citizen of the state, I have a right to reach out to my legislators and request meetings with them. And I want to do this. I understand the spirit of this bill, but I want them to understand the unintended ramifications and ripple effects and consequences of what the current language of this bill would do, who it would impact, how many more people aren't going to be able to use their side hustle that they're probably using to feed their family or put clothes on their kids' back. Then they lose that side hustle, and they put so much money, time, and effort. Not to mention, like, on a personal level, I myself am neurodivergent, and I've never really shared that publicly because I present in a really easy way to understand. But I get a lot personally out of creating and making. It helps me process some really big feelings. And I have plenty of acquaintances and friends who are neurodivergent and autistic, and they're able to use these types of skills of 3D modeling and CAD and 3D printing and lasering and CNC to earn a living. They're able to take these skills, and from a room in their home or apartment or wherever, they're able to make a living. And that's coming under threat. And right now, this bill is just in committee. And I understand the legislative process to a good degree, but oh gosh, it gets complicated. It's just in committee right now. There aren't any hearings scheduled. I believe it was just brought I think on the 12th, so like 10 days ago. And so the conversation is just starting. Cool. Then people that understand the ramifications, creators that understand the ramifications, they need to be involved in those conversations. So I really hope that Representative Salahuddin takes that meeting with me. I was told by his assistant, Gavin Haynes, that he's very busy. I'm sure that he is. I'm sure they are both really good people. I really hope that I have the opportunity to sit down with them and share these things. And if you think there are things that I've missed that I need to share, please let me know in the comments below. I'd be happy to pass those along of how these things might impact you, particularly if you live in Washington State. It's their job to look out for their constituents. It's their job to look out for the people that are in their legislative districts. I'm not, so I'm not as big of a priority to them, but I am a citizen of Washington, and my representatives aren't sponsors on this bill. I looked in there and saw that, but I have reached out to them regardless. So I don't want to fearmonger here. This certainly adds to the conversation that I started when I first started this channel of when you're buying a 3D printer for the first time, one of the first decisions you need to make is how important is open source and closed source to you. Well, this really escalates that, doesn't it? It makes it quite important. And I've gone down the route of completely closed source machines. Am I about to be burned from that? I don't know. That would really suck. I fully went into this not understanding that, and then learning it after the fact. I did some preliminary research, but I went with Bamboo Lab printers because they're very easy to use, and they continue to be easy to use. This bill isn't passing tomorrow. I believe the intended restriction date was listed sometime in 2027, but that's pretty soon. So we'll see. I will have my regularly scheduled content this week for Sunday. This is just kind of a bonus video. I felt like I needed to get on here and start the conversation with our community in a unique position, being a Washington State resident. And I wanted to start that conversation with all of you to see how you feel about it and let you know, like, this really has me bummed today. This really has impacted me creating things means so very much to me. I got so very emotional for a time this morning when I felt like my little corner of the world that I've carved out that makes sense to me, that allows me to shut off all the noise and sit down at my bench or sit down at my printer and make a thing to help somebody, make a thing to bring somebody happiness. That feels like it's being attacked. And that feels really unfair. I want everybody to be safe. I want everybody to be safe. Let me make sure that I make that a point. But I don't want the things that I love and care about to be shut off. I don't have the money to replace all the equipment in this room. I just wouldn't be able to create or make anymore. I'd have to find a new way, and I would. But thanks for staying to this point in the video. If you did, I really appreciate you being along the journey with me. And this is a bump along that journey. And I don't know how big that bump is going to be yet. I hope you're having a wonderful day whenever you're watching this. And I hope that regardless of how things are going for you on any given day, that you get the opportunity to go out and create and make something this week. You continue to be so very worth the investment. Take care, everybody.